Hi, my name is Roland Hack. This is a quick video on how to get some tire chains on your tires to fit properly. I had some tire chains on something called Turf Saver tires on a snowblower. Turf Savers, the only thing I call them are turd savers because they're no good for anything really. And if you have any water on your grass and you have a bit of a hill, it's rendered useless. You'll slip around. So I got rid of those tires, and I don't know who would put them on the snowblower, but they really suck. I had chains on it, but the chains are not enough to get through the heavy slush that's maybe 1 or 2 inches thick. So I've got these tires here, and they're actually quite good tires. You can see the threads really are excellent threads on this. The problem that I have is when I put the chain on it, it just automatically falls in between the thread. So quick note about the tires, if you're doing this, what I had to change the rims because when I bought them, they weren't the right rims for the snowblower. And what I had done was that I spent the extra money and had inner tubes placed inside. These aren't brand new tires, they're a bit older, but they're starting to get cracks in them, and the last thing you want is to lose the air and then having to tie a rope around and try inflating them at home with your air compressor because that may or may not work. Even if there's a crack in here that goes through this outer rubber, they're protected by the inner tube inside, and I won't get any flat tires. There's one thing I'll say though, if you're welding, one thing I like to have is at least a foundry mask. This is especially made for metals and steels and all sorts of vapors. And when I weld, I definitely have a mask on. I don't say wear goggles or any of that stuff. You guys can figure that one out. But most people don't bother with masks when welding. It's really important. So here's the end result. I quickly just tacked them together, and now I can try them on the tire and see how that works out. Gonna give it a quick scrubbing the wire brush. It seems it will take forever. It'd be great to sandblast the crap off this. So these chains now have been wire brushed. I'm not going to paint them. If I'm going to paint them, I'm going to sandblast them first, but I just want to get them running on my tires tomorrow, so I don't want to paint them today. These ones just have to be, they're a bit twisted, so I have to untwist them. But they turned out quite well, and I will put them on the tire. Now when I put them on the tire, what I do is I deflate the tire, get the air out of it, and get a nice and well, it'll be smaller and softer to work with. Then I'll get the chains on, tie them up across here, tighten them down, and then fill them with air. I've done that with my 6-wheel ATV or UTV. It's a dump trailer at the back, and that was amazing. All 6 wheels on my ATV are cleated, and they'll go over anything. But I got the excellent tightness because you don't want those cleats rolling over and puncturing your tire or scratching them up. How's it going?
Good. This is your cleat thingy?
Yeah, they're all cleated. Look, they all spikes on.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like figure whatever time I spent on it now, probably one big icy storm. I got my time back.
And which snowblower does this go on?
The big white one.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, because it's about 400 pounds. So like it was so hard to. It took me probably half an hour to get it up the hill the first time I brought it up.
An hour?
Half an hour at least. Yeah, kept slipping back, and I actually had to, I'm pushing it up a hill. They don't sell them with cleats, so I wish I could buy them at the Princess Auto, but they didn't sell them. Oh well, I'm not going to paint them. In the summer maybe I will, but now I'm just going to throw them on and get them in the car.
It's cold in here.
Oh, I got that. It's warm for me. Yeah.
It's damp.
Yeah. This leather jacket's great.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. The end, sometimes you have to watch out. They wrap around inside out, and you can usually tell, especially before you weld it. You want to make sure it's not flipped over. Make sure you don't put your knee on one of these things. This is the outside, and I always want this on the outside. So takes a bit of effort, but you should be quite good to get it balanced on this tire. Try to get even spaces if you can. And walk it all the way down so you can get it as tight as possible. Just with the clasps. Look at these cleats. These are unbelievable. And these welds are deep and strong. I should have no problems. It's not the prettiest, but as long as it's super strong, that's what I want. At the beginning, I'll only just do the first one. I'll lie it down on the side. Work with it a bit better now. Try to get this even as possible. See, now I can tighten it up a bit more. And you put the clasp on, try to get that clasp that's facing outwards. At this point, we can do a few more steps up here. It's a bit of work, but it's well worth it. And once these chains go on, they won't be coming off. There we go. Any looseness is going to be picked up by the this material, and when the tire gets inflated, so that won't be a problem. Actually, put it right in between there. All right, here we go. I double check it. Make sure these are somewhat even, and you can even move them on top of the treads if you can. If not, that's fine. There we go. Right, just get them a bit higher up if I can. So again, I like to buy about 14-footer. It's always enough to do this tire and my larger tires. I put that facing out. If I can, I try to keep the ribbon flat. When it's -10 outside and you're putting these on, who cares? But for now, I'll try to do as much as I can. I just find it's a little bit easier when you put it through this and you have to be flat at the end instead of curling up or twisting. Yeah, getting stuck on my cleats. There you go. Then I alternate, sometime every second one. Once you fill this with air, it becomes so strong and so tight, you're not going to risk having these cleats roll over and hit your tire. And if you did this with a tire full of air, you would, it's not the same results. It's getting tight though, and the air is not even put back. There you All right, that's looking good. About 35. So that's it for the tires. Two nice tires here. Better than those turd saver tires. They're useless. But the cleats, chains, and these aggressive 3/4 inch threads should be okay. So this is the machine here. These are what these guys are going on. 11 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, 33-inch cut on it. I can go through 2 feet high snow, 33 inches wide, as you can see here. That's why I need the big one, and it doesn't even slow down. It's nice, not a bad day. Gray day. Oh, that was my tent. That's another project you'll see a video on. Nice big tent, 12 feet by 16, brand new. Got crushed by all the snow. Okay, so I let the air out of the tire because I want to get this really tight with the strapping and then inflate it. So, same as last time. Keep this one obviously for last. The reason I let the air out of the tire again, it becomes too much of a fight to get this through. Make sure when you put the clamp on, your ratchet is facing out. Otherwise, you won't be able to ratchet it properly. You want to be able to go like this. If you go the other way, you won't have the ability to tighten it. There we go. Nice. As it moves around, it'll tighten again. That looks great. I think this goes this way, so you want this facing out here, and this will go right here. There we go. That's great. See how that's going to tighten up. So you guys are probably wondering why I went through the trouble to put these extremely aggressive cleats on this snowblower here. And I'll tell you, it's because my driveway is about 120 feet from the back door to my landing pad, and then from that landing pad, which is about 50 feet in diameter, it goes up to the main road, and that's another 250 feet. So in total you're looking at about 370 feet on a constant incline